tell you the truth, one of the things I enjoy most is to be with the young people. In places like this, talking to young Filipinos like you. I can imagine what must be going on in your heads right now. Tapos na. Wala nang final exam. Wala nang thesis. Wala nang recitation. Aside from thinking of also where will you eat? Saan kayo kakain mamaya? Saan kayo magse-celebrate? Or where you will be going out with your friends to mark the end of your student days. Many of you also will be thinking or are thinking now, what next? Saan tayo? May trabaho ba? Dito ba ako o abroad? Anong trabaho meron? Saan ako pupunta? Dito ba sa probinsya? Sa Maynila ba? Sa ibang bansa ba? Anong mangyayari sa akin? Ngayon at wala na akong mga teacher. Anong mga desisyon ang kinakailangan kong gawin? Tapos na yung fill in the blanks. Tapos na ang multiple choice. Paano na ang kinaharap? Relax lang kayo. Isa-isahin natin po yan. Ang katotohanan, the truth is, there are no easy answers to those questions. Unlike formulas in math, computations in statistics, na naituro na sa inyo, there are no clear-cut formulas for life. And there is little that we can predict with certainty. Minsan, yung pinakamagandang plano ay hindi nagkakatugma, hindi natutuloy. Minsan naman, walang kaplano-plano, eh mayroong mga pangyayari. Nakita natin yan, halimbawa, nung nakaraang eleksyon, mayroong isa hindi nagplanong tumakbo, hindi nagkondisyon. Ngunit dahil sa tiwala ng taong bayan, itinulak siya. At siya ngayon ang ating Pangulo. Sabi nga nila, when fate calls, we just have to learn how to step up and respond to the challenges being thrown at us. I am sure you're all excited about today. Achievement. Milestone. Allow me to share 3 short stories. And I hope that these 3 stories will help you think more clearly about the future. The first story is about my own days when I was a student leader during the martial law years, a student activist, and my own transition from the University of the Philippines to the university we call life. Noong 1980s, medyo mahirap ang buhay noon. The way you do now in Facebook, Twitter, or other social networks, eh dati, magsalita ka lang, maaari kang makulong. During the dark days of martial law, students were not just worrying about grades or allowances or money. Many of us then were out in the streets demanding freedom. Freedom from oppression, from dictatorship, from tyranny. Oftentimes risking our lives and the safety of our loved ones to stand up for what we believed was right. Noon, tatlo ang option namin ng panahon ng diktadura. First was to stand up and fight and mobilize against injustice despite the possible dangers. Second option was to keep quiet, manahimik, magbulag-bulagan habang ang buong bayan ay umiiyak. At yung pangatlo, mag-ibang bansa, lumipat, umiwas. Marahil, some of you may know, I chose the first option. I realized then that I would not be much use to the country by keeping my mouth shut or by running away. So, to borrow the words of a famous saying, I bloomed where I was planted. I joined the student movement of the 80s, went to the streets, mobilized, and marched for democracy and justice. And until we succeeded in restoring democracy in 1986. I then went on to law school. I ran for the city council in Quezon City when I was a law student, and I won. I was a working student, and that was the beginning of my career in politics. Before the restoration of democracy, I had no plans of going to politics. In fact, ang plano ko noon ay mamundok dahil nga panahon pa ng diktadura. Ngunit naibalik ang demokrasya, sumagap sa politika, and the rest, as they say, is history. The fight for reforms continues. Tuloy pa rin. And you're seeing in real time the kind of issues that our nation has to contend with. But you're also seeing the fruits of what we risked then and what we sacrificed then. Today, the Philippines is the only country in Southeast Asia where freedom of speech is thriving, where news isn't censored, and where your government isn't cracking down on the internet or the social media. Sabi nga nila, number 3 tayo sa Twitter in Asia and number 6 worldwide. Today, your generation has more options than were available during our time. You can make decisions, voice out your opinion, your concerns without fear. You are under a democracy. Your representation is there in the barangay, in the local, and the national government. You have an avenue to communicate your concerns without fear of reprisal. What I learned from my experience as a student activist is that for change to really happen, for good things to take root and bear fruit, we must be present to the challenge when we are called upon. We must learn to invest in our country by making tough, necessary decisions that will be good for us, not only in the immediate, but more importantly, in the long term. I'm sure you've had your experiences habang kayo'y nag-aaral, na kung saan, maaari na sanang huwag na natin gawin yung mahirap, doon na lang tayo sa madali. Huwag na tayo manindigan, doon na lang tayo sa malugtot. Ngunit, nakikita natin ngayon, sa sakripisyo ninyo, nagtapos din tayo. Narito tayo ngayong hapon. Congratulations ulit sa inyo. Palakpakan naman natin. The challenge that we face now as an entire nation is to help build and strengthen our institutions, now that we have a chance to do so under an administration that is focused on addressing corruption and poverty in our society. My second story is about our people. Many of whom, because of the inability to find opportunities here, are overseas. Many have sacrificed. They are out there because they love family. They are out there because they want better. They are out there because they're doing something about the quality of our lives. Naninindigan sila, nagsasakripisyo sila para sa atin. Naroon sila sa ibang bansa para sa kanilang mga mahal sa buhay. Aside from being an extremely creative and artistic people, the Filipino, we are resilient and we draw unimaginable strength and fortitude when we face difficulties in order to move ahead. We know how to survive despite so much pain and suffering. We know how to cope. Sabi nga, palabiro ang Pilipino. Mahilig mag-jokes. Merong krisis pa lamang, nakikita mo na sa text, nagbibiro na. Part of our coping mechanism. Part of our desire to be able to cope. We are willing to sacrifice so much of ourselves in order to provide for our family and for our loved ones. Halimbawa na lamang, nung nagbagyo ng Ondoy at Pepeng itong nakaraang 2 taon, ang ating mga kababayan sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas hanggang sa ibang parte ng mundo ay nagtulong-tulong para harapin yung nasabing trahedya. At nabanggit ko na nga kanina, 10 milyon ng ating mga kababayan nasa Saudi, nasa Europe, nasa Japan, nasa Singapore, nasa Hong Kong, nagsasakripisyo, dumadanas ng kahirapan, dumadanas ng cultural differences, exploitation. Bakit? Kaya nila, kinakaya nila dahil nais nilang mapabuti ang buhay ng mga mahal nila, ang mga mahal sa buhay. We are patient, persevering, hardworking when it comes to our loved ones. The next best thing to do is to figure out how we can use this patience, this perseverance, and this sacrifice not only for our loved ones, but also for our community. And I am sure when we reach that level, our nation will truly move forward. My third and final story comes back to where we are today. Graduation. I'm sure tuwan-tuwa yung ating mga magulang na narito ngayon. Palakpakan natin ang ating mga magulang. Ilang taon silang nagsakripisyo, ilang taon silang nag-ipon, ilang taon silang nagtrabaho para matustusan ang inyong gastusin. Palakpakan natin ulit ang ating mga magulang at mahal sa buhay. Nariyan din ang ating mga guro. Mga tero, hindi masyadong tero, tinuruan tayo, inaruga tayo, binigyan tayo ng inspirasyon, binigyan tayo ng incomplete, binigyan tayo ng, ano ba ang highest grade sa ating 1? 1? 1? Binigyan tayo ng 1, binigyan tayo ng 5. Pero narito tayo ngayon. Pasalamatan natin, palakpakan natin ang ating mga guro. At syempre ngayon, ang ating mga graduates sa wakas. Palakpakan po natin ang ating mga graduates. Naalala ko ang aking sariling graduation nung ako'y nag-masters sa abroad. Masters in Public Administration. We were in the United States. Graduation day was June 4, 1998. Nakatoga rin ako katulad ninyo. Naroon si Sharon. Naroon ang aking mga magulang. They flew in from Manila, 26 hours to be with me. Naroon si Casey. At buhay pa nun, si Yaya Loring. Si Yaya Loring ko, taga Pangasinan, dyan po sa mga tarim. Tuwan-tuwa silang lahat. Nagre-receive pa ako ng email nun mula sa Maynila. Congratulations. You just finished in the one of the most, if not the most prestigious university in the world. They were all so proud of me. It was an achievement. Pero ako, I remember, bakit ako hindi masyadong excited? Bakit ako hindi masyadong kasigtuwa nila? Parang sa akin, okay lang. Masaya ako, pero hindi naman ako ganun ka-excited. Mas excited pa sila kaysa sa akin. At napag-isip-isip ko, ano ba tinapos ko? Masters in Public Administration. 1998. Tinanong ko sa sarili ko, what is there to be excited about when you graduated from arguably one of the most prestigious universities in the world? You have a master's degree in public administration, but what is the state of public administration in your country? I was telling myself, obviously, then and up until recently, the state of public administration in the country, marami pang pagsubok at hamon. I'm sure the same applies to the state of engineering in our country, the state of nursing, the state of the justice system in our country. And so our achievement today, I do not wish to demean or belittle what you've done, but it has to be also put in the context of what it means for our community and our nation. Let this personal achievement today become an achievement as well for our community. Let this learning that you have now acquired, the wisdom, the degree, utilize this, utilize your skill, not only for ourselves, not only for our loved ones, let us utilize it as well for our community and for our nation. Doon magkakaroon ng tunay na saysay, makabuluhan, kanga ang ating pagtatapos. Pag nagamit na natin ang ating talino, pag nagamit na natin ang ating husay, hindi lamang para sa mahal sa buhay, hindi lamang para sa pamilya, kung hindi na rin para sa komunidad, kung hindi na rin para sa ating bansa. Dahil sa pamamagitan ng ating sama-samang pagkilos para sa pagbabago sa ating komunidad, sa ating mga buhay, doon natin makikita ang ganap at tunay na pagbabago sa ating bansa. Ito'y hamon sa ating lahat. In closing, my dear graduates, I congratulate you for the personal achievement. But I challenge you to transform this personal achievement into an achievement for our community, an achievement for our nation. With your skills and talents, let's utilize these skills, these talents, so that we can help move our nation forward. Let us remember that we already have nearly everything as a nation that we need to succeed in the world. We have the gift of natural resources. We have the gift of strength, perseverance, and resilience. We also have the gift of freedom that has been fought for by generations before us. All that is left for us is to step up, do our share, participate, engage, and make a difference. Respond to the call of change and leadership. Maraming salamat po. Congratulations and a good afternoon to everyone.